Here we are in week 3, and somehow we're already wrapping up the entire non-conference schedule on the BC women's hockey calendar, other than the Beanpot, of course. St. Lawrence comes to Conte Forum as a ranked team, though just barely so this should be a nice little test for BC to see if they've improved since the abomination against them. Given that the only ranked team left on BC's schedule is conference foe Northeastern, clinging to the bottom of the rankings themselves, if BC drops even a point in this series, it'll be time to push the panic button. The stakes really are that high. WHO Lawrence Saints 2-1-1-0-0 OECAC at Lawrence Seaway, one of the most financially valuable rivalry games in sports, where Conte Forum Chestnut Hill, MA went Thursday, October 11, 2018, for some reason 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, Friday, October 12, 20182, 00 p.m. EDT. How to watch this week's games, like all BC men's and women's hockey home games, will be streamed live on ESPN3. You can watch the game on TV as well if you have Xfinity. Just say ESPN3 into your voice remote and select the game from the menu. Last time out, Boston College easily handled Syracuse last weekend in a one-off non-conference matchup by a final score of 5-1. Unfortunately, Syracuse isn't that good, so it doesn't really tell us much. St. Lawrence had a pair of not all that impressive games against New Hampshire last weekend, in which both games went to overtime. Game 1 was a 1-1 draw, and the Saints pulled out a win in Game 2 by a score of 1-0. Quite the power outage from a team hoping to find itself on the NCAA tournament bubble. Big questions: how many goals will Bionic Woman, Katrin Lonergan, score now that she's surprisingly returned so quickly from her Week 1 knee injury? Who would win in a face-off, St. Lawrence or St. Ignatius? Is Northern New York really just Southern Canada? Is it snowing up there yet? Can BC get a shutout for once, seeing as how our defense is supposed to be amazing this year but has thus far been just kind of meh? Is there anything BC can do in this week's games to make us feel better about getting swept by Duluth? Random, possibly incorrect fact from St. Lawrence's Wikipedia page. Originally I was going just go with the mention that St. Lawrence is apparently non-denominational, but I kept reading and thought this part was kind of funny. Go St. Lawrence today is non-denominational. It was founded in 1856 by leaders of the Universalist Church, who were seeking to establish a seminary west of New England and were enthusiastically courted by the citizens of Canton. The church almost did not place the school in Canton, however, as they felt students might be exposed to too much excitement within the village limits in 1856. I laughed. Ice cream of the game. We do ice cream of the game, because hell yeah, ice cream. Nutella Shake. Bolico closed its Cleveland Circle location a couple years ago, which is very depressing seeing as how they made the best milkshake in history, the Nutella Shake. However, there are still a whole bunch of Bolico locations out there. Find one, get a shake, and hunker down for some edge of a hurricane hockey this afternoon and tomorrow. Game time song of the week: Arctic Monkeys. Red light indicates doors are secured. BC wants lots of red lights this week because red lights also indicate goals. Get it? Prediction: St. Lawrence comes in it. For starters, the Duluth games were on the road, and for whatever reason the Eagles are almost lights out at home. Next, St. Lawrence has had a rough start to their season, splitting with Robert Morrison, eking out one win in 2 games against New Hampshire, and scoring only 2 goals in the process, whereas Duluth has come out like gangbusters and has already climbed 2. And lastly, there's just a very, very big gap between the top 7 or 8 teams and everyone else. Also, there is no way the Eagles end the season it. They are just flat out too good. BC is one of the 4 best teams in the country. Week 1 be damned, and St. Lawrence is coming into Chestnut Hill at a pretty bad time. I don't quite expect a 5-1 drubbing like we gave Syracuse last week, but I expect BC to be fully in control in both games. I'll go with a 3-0, 4-1 sweep for BC, definitely with at least one shutout in there.